Say it one more time.
Putting my hand right on the armrest. I'm trying to feel something.
What did he say?
That's it.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Hairbender, and I'm back with another video. I know I've been gone for a while, but I'm back now with this Mohawk video for you guys today on my boy Noah. I'm very excited for this video. It came out pretty nice, but yeah, let's get into it. So first, you can see me putting in the duck clips basically to hold his hair up while I'm just preparing the area, and I'm also combing out everything so that I could get all the hair laid down and it cuts nicely. Once I put the hair up and everything, I'm gonna go in with my clippers, lever closed this time, just to create my initial guideline. I just do this because it's easier for me to get the bald guideline out when I do this, because I'm not creating such a harsh line in the first place. So yeah, this is my first step into the fading process before I go in with my trimmers underneath of that to just clean up everything and bald it out. After I finish making my guideline on my bald guideline on my right side, I'm gonna go over to the left and do the same thing. I do it this way so that I can make sure that my guidelines are symmetric before I actually start my fading process and that everything looks nice and neat. Right here, I'm just going over looking at the other side, and I see that it's not exactly the same, so then I go back over to the left side and just adjust what needs to be fixed. But now that I'm actually going to start fading, I knock it down first with my one guard closed just to get everything cut down to a nice and even length. After I do that, I'm gonna go in and start fading the beard with no guard just to create, knock out that bald guideline that I created, and then I'm gonna go on with my 0.5 guard and then my 1 guard, just working my way into the actual thick of the beard. After I'm done with that, I take off my guard and then I go in with my lever open to create my next guideline in the Mohawk. After I do that, I clean off my area, and then I'm gonna close my lever halfway and flick up almost halfway. Just flick at the line, basically thinning it out and creating a nice transition before I go in with my lever almost all the way closed. That should be notch 2 on the Babyliss clippers. And I'm flicking out the bald guideline, just knocking out that bottom line. Once I do that and knock out the first guideline, I go in with my 0.5 guard, and I'm just working my way up at this point. I have changed my fading process a little bit since last time, so bear with me, it might be a little confusing. But here is my 1 guard closed, and I'm just fading up again, still flicking at the bulk before I go back down and just knock down all of the thick areas that I didn't get the first time I went over it. And then after that, I just go over with my clipper and comb method. And yeah, that's my go-to method when it comes to like getting certain areas, especially closer to the thick of the hair, because you don't want to accidentally take anything off with the guard. The comb gives you a little bit more control. And then after I finish that side, I go over to the other side and do the exact same steps. Notice I didn't go down on the hair first. I didn't knock it down before I started fading, which I probably should have did, but I did it later on. I recommend that you do go down on it first. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't here, but yeah, when you're fading, make sure that you knock everything down first. It makes the whole process a lot easier, because you'll see I have to go over things a lot more this time. Notice how I took the guard off after I finished fading, and I'm just going over, doing detail work, going down on the hairs with the lever open and everything, doing clipper over comb, just doing all these little things that make your fade that much nicer. Mohawks might be probably one of the fastest haircuts that you could do, because it's such, you just fade 2 sides and then you're pretty much done. You just line them up after that. But to start off the lineup process, I put the hair up again in the front with the duck clips, and I put on my 1 guard and knock down the front taper. When you want a sharp lineup, if you want a sharp lineup, preparation is key. So you see me doing all these little things just to clear up the area, lay the hairs down and everything. I'm going in right here with 91% isopropyl alcohol just to dry out the skin, clean up all the dirt that's on the skin and oils, whatever's on it. It makes the hair dry and more brittle so that when your clippers hit it, it just comes out with a nice crunch, and it also gives it that nice ash effect as well. If you do use the alcohol method, make sure that you blow dry it afterwards and comb the hairs back down so that they dry in the way that you want them to lay. If you notice, when I'm lining him up, I start in the middle and work my way over. That's personally what I like to do because I notice that not everybody's hairline grows the same on each side. So sometimes I like to start in the middle so that I could just create a nice median and just go off of that. But after that, I work my way to one side, do the vertical bars and the C cups, and then do the other side. I like to do every side at a time. You see the nice ash effect and how easily his hair is coming off for me. That's because the alcohol really dried the skin out. It really does a good job, and everything that hairspray would do, but with a cleaner effect. You're not putting all that gunk on their skin and stuff. So I've kind of stopped using hairspray as much and more leaned on the alcohol. I forgot to mention earlier that when you are lining somebody up, make sure that you're just tapping and going. You don't really want to press too hard on their skin, especially if your clippers are super sharp. And also make sure that you're combing the hairs out, because you don't want to just line the hair up in one way, and then as soon as they brush their head or comb their hair or wash it, it turns out a different way. You want to comb it in every direction and everything. Make sure that you get all the hairs that are sticking out so that they can have a proper haircut. After I line them up with my clippers and just make sure that everything's as straight as I can get it naturally, I go in with my Kiss Express dye, and I got a different compressor this time because I found that the cordless ones, they kind of get jammed a lot more easier than the ones that you plug into the wall. So this time I got this one. It's a lot more powerful, and yeah. If you notice, once I spray it on the sides especially, I like to use my finger to rub it in a little bit because it allows me to create more of a fade rather than just having, black dye on their skin, just a big black spot. And then after I spray the dye on, I go over with my clippers, just make sure that there's no dye out of place or anything, and just reline it, make everything look nice and crispy. Now it's time for the finisher. I like to call the straight raising part the finisher because that really is the piece that brings the whole haircut together. When you use the straight razor on especially dry skin, it just creates such a nice and sharp effect. Like, just look at how smooth the razor's gliding over the skin, how the nice ash effect it creates, while also the sharp lineup it's also creating at the same time. This is like, if you want your lineups to be sharper, this is definitely what you need to focus on, for real. Also, it's very important that you dust off the ash and everything. Make sure that nothing's covering the lineup, and then go over it again so that you can reinforce that lineup. Make sure that it really is as sharp as you want it to be. The magic pencil is a tool that a lot of people have different opinions on. I personally like it because I feel like it just adds a nice pop to your haircut. So I'm going in at the very edge of the hairline, and I put that on before I hit it with the straight razor and make it less bold. I don't like when people leave that harsh magic pencil line on their hairline. It looks stupid to me. But yeah, after I put it on, I go in with my razor and thin it out, make sure that it's not as bold, and also just reinforcing the hairline. Look at how I have my razor angled when I'm going in on the hairline. You don't want to go in with it straight because you could slice your client. It's very imperative that you get that down packed because you really don't want to leave your client walking out all crazy. You got to remember that you are holding a razor to their face. I do struggle a little bit with my C cups on the straight razors because I got a new straight razor and I just haven't really gotten it down packed yet. But I make it work. And you can see afterwards I go in, clean up all the little hairs that are on the face and everything. And yeah, just little detail work. Since the last time I was on YouTube, about like 8-10 months ago, I don't even know how long it was, but it's been a long time since I posted. I've definitely grown as a barber. I feel like my lines have gotten sharper, my fades have gotten better. I've learned a lot of new things that I could teach y'all on YouTube, and I'm excited to show y'all. I even got a new camera. I don't know if y'all can notice, but the quality is a lot better. It's a lot easier to record with. So I'm definitely going to be posting a lot more. I have another video recorded. I'm just waiting to drop it at this point. I also want to shout out that I do have a video that's about to hit 10,000 views, and I want to say thank y'all, given that I'm such a small YouTuber. So thank you guys. But yeah, here's the cut. As you can see, my client was very happy with it. The lines came out very crispy, the fades came out blurry, everything really worked out. But thanks for watching the video. I'm gonna be back with another video very soon, so stay tuned. Thank you. What do you want to tell Joe Biden in the Oval Office?
What's up, baby? That's it.